Hello, good morning from London. Konnichiwa. The Scandit stream will start in a few minutes. Good afternoon, konnichiwa. The Scandit live stream will start in a few minutes. Please bear with us. Good afternoon, konnichiwa. The Scandit live stream will start in a few minutes. Please bear with us. Good afternoon, konnichiwa. Please give us a few more minutes to start the Scandit live stream. We are encountering some technical issues at the moment. Apologies. Konnichiwa, good morning. Apologies for anyone waiting. We're having some technical difficulties with the CEATEC website showing the stream, so we'll be waiting until that is hopefully fixed. Alright, konnichiwa, good afternoon. My name is Benjamin Hempel. I'm a solutions consultant covering Asia Pacific for Scandit, and welcome to our live stream covering computer vision for the modern enterprise. Usually, I would hopefully see you in person at a trade show to show you some demos, but since that's not possible at the moment, we chose to run this virtual Q&A session where I'm going to show you a few pre-recorded demos, and where I'm going to explain to you the basics about Scandit and what you can do with us. One thing to remember, you can use the CEATEC Q&A chat or the YouTube live chat to ask questions at any time during the session. We also got feedback that some of you felt uncomfortable to use the public chat, so you can also email us. It's info/japan@scandit.com, and you can ask questions there. One thing I just realized I forgot is to start subtitles. So we will offer subtitles in Japanese. They're auto subtitles, so I hope they are good enough. Okay, so any questions? Use the YouTube chat, the CEATEC chat, or email us at info-japan@scandit.com. Let's kick it off. So who's Scandit? Scandit are 250 people across 6 offices around the world. Our headquarters is in Zurich, and we have been founded just a bit over 10 years ago by ETH Zurich and MIT graduates. We're well funded with some known brands like Atomico, G2VP, Google Ventures, NGP Capital, and Salesforce Ventures, and Swisscom. We have over 1,000 customers globally. We have very strong partnerships with Apple and Samsung, and we are the preferred mobile barcode scan technology provider of GS1. Especially if you work in logistics or if you work in healthcare, you will have heard of GS1 before. There's thousands of Scandit-powered solutions. We process billions of scans a year. So while we're still a relatively young company, we're already well established in the market. Hence our claim to be the emerging global leader in mobile computer vision. So what do? We take normal mobile phones, mobile devices, tablets, robots, drones, and basically everything with a processor and a camera, and we help it to perceive the world, to spot patterns like text recognition or barcode scanning. We're also working on object recognition, so we see that for next year as a key feature we want to release. We also enhance the scanning capabilities with augmented reality display capabilities, so enhancing the real world with your digital information. You can use this great technology in 2 ways. You can either use our software development kits, SDKs, that seamlessly integrate into your applications, or you can use our turnkey applications, Keyboard Wedge, which emulates a keyboard, and Enterprise Browser, which acts just as a browser that has been enhanced with a scanning capability. As mentioned before, we run on different hardware platforms. So whatever is your challenge, whatever you want to do, give us a shout and we see what we can do. Looking at our customers and looking at a bit to tell you about who we're already working with. So you see, this is quite a full list. These are just a few selected clients that we work with. Our strongest area is definitely retail, especially grocery, and we saw an even bigger boost and uptake with the current special circumstances. Also post-parcel, we are working with some of the biggest post-parcel express companies in the world, selected travel companies, manufacturing companies, utilities and field services, and of course, healthcare. As mentioned before, there is a number of partners that we work with. So Apple and Samsung, of course, but we also work with a lot of consulting companies, system integrators, independent software vendors, and so on. So even if you do not have the resources to build an application yourself where you integrate Scandit to, there's a lot of Scandit partners that can help you to do that. Now, what does it actually look like? What is Scandit computer vision and what does it mean for you? So in the first instance, it makes a normal smartphone into an enterprise-grade barcode scanner. So you can scan barcodes fast and reliable with a normal device. This is our little rotator. It spins at 480 scans per minute, and as you can see, it easily picks that up. What does it enable you to do? It enables you to scan. It enables you to scan items, products that you interact with in different ways. So here you see our standard single scan overlay. We simulate a laser line on the viewfinder, and that just, easily moves along, scans all of those barcodes, even the small ones, no trouble. Then there's something called the Scandit case. So here, as a prism is is used to redirect the video to the front. So you create a laser scanner, dedicated scan device-like experience. And then we have a technology that we are the first to have in the market, which we call matrix scan. So we're scanning multiple barcodes at the same time and we're tracking them. So really great for batch scanning, as you could see here. Very fast to pick up all those items. What we also do, and I mentioned it before, is optical character recognition, OCR. So this can, for example, be used to read passports. So here we're reading the machine readable zone of the passport, and then with that information we can unlock the RFID chip to double check is the passport genuine and even see the picture to double check that again. So that's really good, of course, for the travel industry, everywhere where you want to double check and really confirm an identity. For example, also at global tax refunds or, tax-free shopping. And how do we make sure all of these works really nicely? We use our trusted robot Terry in our Zurich lab, who works there day and night, scanning on different labels and on different devices to make sure we always bring the best performance. So now that I briefly explained you who Scandit is, what we do in general, I would like you to show you in more detail of what you can really do with that technology. So let's start in the retail industry. I'm going to show you a few videos. I'm going to pause them at certain spots. Let's see if that works better for me today. And if you have any questions, as mentioned before, you can use the CEATEC live chat, you can use the YouTube live chat, or you can drop us an email at info-japan@scandit.com. So in the retail space, what can you use Scandit technology for? You can use it to employ your employees, for example, to show them information off the shelf with augmented reality. So we're using our Scandit matrix scan technology to scan multiple barcodes at the same time. And we use the track that we get of these barcodes to show augmented reality overlays. So the numbers you see here are your numbers. Those would be the numbers of your ERP system, of your stock management system, telling you how much is still there. And then once you go in closer, you can see more information, and you can then also trigger actions. So you can tap on it, and then you could, for example, add that to a price list or similar things. What we show here is what we show next is our combination of optical character recognition, OCR, and barcode scanning. So we scan the barcode, look up the price on the database, and then you can compare that with the OCR, with printed price via OCR. So you actually find out what's the actual price on the label and can show either with green, does it work, is it the right price, or in red it's not, and you have to change the the label. Product picking, so here empowering employees or workers to quickly pick things from the shelf. doing that not with dedicated expensive devices, but normal smartphones. So really good, for example, if you have a business model where you might have third-party pickers, like for example Instacart in the US, where everyone with a smartphone can come and pick up goods and buy groceries on behalf of others. When we talk about serving customers, it's about, surfacing information that you might already have on your e-commerce system, like what sizes do we have available? Can I get this t-shirt in another color? All this kind of information that you easily find online, you can now show with augmented reality overlays live in store. And also to make your own shopping processes easier, instead of, for example, scanning all of these barcodes one by one with like a sled or another clumsy device, you can just scan all of these barcodes of an electronic device in one go and really make it an easy mobile checkout experience. We also support click and collect. So here the idea is that you can find the product that you want very quickly. So you scan a reference barcode, you have a reference number, and it easily shows you in green, this is the product you either want to hand to a customer or that you want to use to replenish your shelf. Back of the house. So, retail is not just front of the house where you buy products, but also where you receive goods. So you might have multi-barcode labels here, easily scanned in one go. You can also do stock taking. And you can also, again, search and find here in a more graphical user interface to find the right shoe for your customer. As a consumer, I can see more information about a product, again, surfacing information you already have on your e-commerce system. And you can even enhance the experience by showing video, by showing animations. And if I really just want to have that t-shirt or really want to buy this product, I can just scan it on my own phone, pay on my own phone, and leave the store. So self-scanning, self-checkout experiences. And if I'm someone who wants to save some money, you can also show coupons. So this is something similar as done by Metro AG in Germany, who are showing individual pricing with augmented reality to their users. So this concludes our little segment on retail. Again, this is more of a teaser, and we can show all of these demos to you also in a one-to-one meeting. Again, if you have any questions, please use the CEATEC live Q&A chat, use the YouTube live chat, or drop us an email at info-japan@scandit.com. All right, let's look at post-parcel and logistics. So what can you do, especially for the last mile? Last mile is being radically transformed at the moment with a lot more gig workers coming in, with people working this job part-time, and unprecedented delivery volumes that have to be handled by post-parcel express companies. So here, again, you can just use a normal everyday smartphone, empower it to scan the labels, to scan the barcodes. You don't even have to know which barcode you scan, just aim it at the front of the parcel, and then you either can get a signature, if that's still required, or get an electronic receipt to your customer. So very easy. You can also empower your drivers to quickly sort parcels with augmented reality. So here we're scanning all the barcodes and we're telling a driver, these are parcels you should take with you or you should not. So this can be used to load the van and to make sure that no parcel goes into the wrong location. So also supporting manual sorting. Once you load your van, you can also show for which route, which parcels should be in which position. So here I'm showing not only the route number, but also the position of the drop-off. So I can load my van more efficiently and then find very easily the next parcel I need to deliver. Similar, you can get updates. So if, for example, an address changed or there is a number to call, you can quickly show that information when people are scanning. And then, of course, sometimes there might be a bump in the road and your parcels are jumbled all over. with matrix scan from Scandit, you can quickly find the next parcel you have to deliver without having to manually read all of those parcels. So as you can see, there's a lot of things you can do with Scandit in the post-parcel industry as well. Some of our key references are on our CEATEC website, and there are more, of course, on our Scandit website, where you find, for example, Hermes, or you find in the UK, you find La Poste, you find PostNL, Yodel. So a lot of good, strong brands that are using us in big deployments. As a quick reminder, please use the CEATEC chat function on the CEATEC website to ask questions. There is the YouTube live chat, and you can drop us an email at info-japan@scandit.com. Okay, let's have a quick look at manufacturing and the manufacturing industry. Again, similar to retail and back of the house scanning, you want to receive goods, and especially in the automotive industry, it's very common to have these multi-labels with multiple barcodes, maybe also text. And with Scandit, again, you can catch all of these barcodes in one go. So it's one smooth process for you. Apologies, I'm a little bit click happy today, as it looks like. You can pick the right parts from a shelf. So if you need replenishment, either for the actual manufacturing process, or if you, for example, looking for a spare part to repair something along the line. So, you know, manufacturing is not just manufacturing goods, but also it's all about keeping the line running. Apologies, I'm getting a few messages in the background on the stream. Yes, so this can be used to not just run the manufacturing process itself, but also to keep the line maintained and running. Again, material handling can be increased, so you exactly know where things are. So you have these Kanban boxes that flow into your process, and you might want to understand in more detail where they're used. If you have a manual assembly process, you might want to quickly reorder on the go. Hey, I need more of these parts. So now a notification could go out to your delivery system to deliver the next boxes of materials. Then finding these types of materials, you can use Scandit Search and Find as before to find the right part for which assembly line. And then once you actually have your item assembled, it can quickly show you more information, like, for example, is maintenance needed? Or you can also use this to show instructions. So over a barcode, what are the next steps that a user has to take, or where they might have to put other parts, you know, because you know exactly where this barcode is located on the part. You can display with augmented reality, you know, whatever you have in information, whatever you feel like. It could be manual instructions, it could be 3D projections, all of that is possible. We can scan very small barcodes, as they often happen, you know, in the manufacturing industry. We even can scan very small, directly etched on the part barcodes, DPM, direct parts marking barcodes, where you usually need very expensive and dedicated scanners to do so. These are a lot smaller than just a thumbnail, so really, really impressive, and you can use that to streamline your manufacturing processes even more. Don't forget, we can also scan text. So if you have a serial number, for example, that is printed on, you can also scan that with Scandit technology. And then once you have the assembly complete, you can quickly check if the inventory is all accounted for, and you can double check if, for example, a box has been properly packed. So here we want to have exactly 12 of these boxes with the right serial number in this parcel. If it wouldn't be, we could show a quick symbol to warn the worker that something is off. Okay. That would be manufacturing. As said before, it's not just about doing the manufacturing, performing the manufacturing itself, but also maintaining the manufacturing line and making your processes more digital and smoothly. If you have any questions, please use the CEATEC Q&A chat, use the YouTube live chat, or drop us an email at info-japan@scandit.com. Okay, let's move on to field services. So field services covers any business that goes out to maintain assets. So it could be utility companies, but also products. So for example, after you manufactured something like a car, a TV, a microwave, you will most likely provide some kind of aftercare service. So after the product was bought, what happens if something's broken? That's where field services comes in. Key challenges are about having the right information available for whatever you need to repair and do, having the right spare parts available, understanding where are all of these spare parts, because it can cost you a lot of money to have too much of them flying around, and then also to digitally capture what has exactly been done with which asset or product. And Scandit can help with that. So on a normal everyday smartphone, you can run your whole field services operations. So that starts with, starting your day. You might have just a Scandit empowered app running on your phone, and you first want to quickly count what do you have in your depot, right? So you want to double check, okay, this morning, which parts are still here? So you use Scandit Matrix Scan to quickly count all of those boxes and confirm it. So you have exactly your stock levels at the depot. Then you're going to pick things from the depot shelf because those are the parts you might need for today to perform all of your repair tasks. You also then, once you move this around, this inventory, these items, you want to track that, if they're in transit somewhere. And then quickly double check, okay, which items do I still already have in my van? So this could, for example, be existing stock in my van. And then once I need a part, so now I'm going out there, I'm going to do a repair. This is the part I need to take with me to perform to perform that repair straight away. I can double check the asset I want to fix. I can scan a barcode on there, or I can scan text to capture exactly which item I'm working with. So here the serial number, for example, of this asset. Or if it's a barcode, I can even then use that information, like the serial number encoded in this barcode, to show more information, like what's the last maintenance that's recorded, what's the manual, what tasks do I have to perform. And of course, you can display additional information about the product. For example, a manual on how to install this new product, or what steps to exactly perform, and maybe also where on the part to perform these. And so far we talked about a lot of field worker employee side scanning. But also if you use the Scandit Web SDK, which just runs in any browser, so in your web app, they can quickly record which item they want to have fixed. So for example here, if my microwave has an issue, I can quickly point my phone via your website on it, capture the serial number, and that makes it a lot more reliable for you as a company to know, okay, what do we need to do? Okay, that would be a quick glimpse into Scandit for field services. Any questions at the moment, please use the CEATEC Q&A chat or the YouTube live chat, or drop us an email at info-japan@scandit.com. Okay, let's move on, last but not least, to the healthcare industry. So the healthcare industry, especially at the moment, is under a lot of pressure. There is a lot of pressures to digitalize the systems, to make your whole processes more streamlined and to capture more information. Now, what better tool is there than a lightweight and reliable smartphone that you can equip with Scandit technology to capture additional data in the hospital, in a laboratory, in a pharmacy, whatever healthcare related environment. So this starts with, for example, identifying a patient. So for example, in the UK, it is very common, so in the United Kingdom, it is very common that you get one of these bracelets. So these patient wristbands identify a patient very directly, and you can directly scan that. So you could check for what prescriptions does this patient has, what kind of treatment do they need, do they have any allergies, and because if you know where the device is where you scanned it from, you might also know where the patient was last seen or where they were last scanned. So this is a key process for any follow-up processes, is this correct and digital identification of a patient. You can also scan, of course, medication boxes quickly to load your trolley, to register what medication you gave to a patient, to make sure that there's an accurate record. You can also look at specimens. So for example, now if you collect a test tube, you can quickly register all the details on that, even these really tiny barcodes. And you can also show additional information to make sure that whatever is printed on it in text aligns with what is registered on your database. When you administer blood bags, for example, these quite often have multiple barcodes to encode different information. Instead of having to scan these one after another and maybe scanning something wrong, you could use Scandit technology to scan all of them in one go and be done with it digitally and reliably. Oh, sorry. As I mentioned before, sumimasen, I'm a little bit click happy today. I mentioned before, you can scan ID cards, so that can either be barcodes, like on this US driver's license, it can be passports or other identifiable documents. At the moment for Japan, we only support the Japanese passport, but bear with us whether we can release more of that in the future. When it's about scanning different products, you can of course use again Scandit text recognition to scan lot numbers, to scan content that is not in a barcode readable format, and you can use our OCR to do so. As you can see, it works very reliable. You can quickly reorder on the go if you need new parts or new equipment, new materials delivered. You can also quickly check how many do I still have on shelf. So do I have enough of this material, instead of scanning this one single scan and then putting in a number or scanning it one after another. You can just scan that all in one go with Scandit Matrix Scan. You can also find the right medication quickly. So for example, if you want to administer a specific medication to a specific patient, you can quickly find that here with Scandit Search and Find. Last but not least, especially if you have GS1 encoded barcodes, you can show different information that is available offline on this barcode, like for example, the medication name or the expiry date, and thereby can advise your users to pick the medication box that will expire next. You can also use this to look up what are side effects or allergies and double check that against the patient record to make sure you're not handing over a medication that might be harmful to a patient. So that concludes our little demonstration session for today. I'm now open for the Q&A. So yesterday we had quite a lot of good questions. Let's see if I get some more from you today. You can use the CEATEC Q&A chat to ask questions. You can use the YouTube live chat to ask questions. Or you can drop us an email at info-japan@scandit.com to let us know of questions. There's already one on the YouTube live chat. Let me take that first. ID scan. How's personal information treated? Okay, yeah. What I should have mentioned before. So Scandit works completely offline on the device. There's no cloud or internet connection needed. So all the personal information is only handled on the device, and you fully control with your own application of what you do with that private information. So it is fully safe, it's fully compliant with whatever data security needs you might have, because you have full control of where that data goes. If you don't put it anywhere else, it will stay on the device and will not be saved or recorded anywhere. Thank you very much for that question. Okay, just checking for more questions. Okay, another question is about pricing. Sorry, I think I said it yesterday already. If you have any pricing inquiries, please use the email address info-japan@scandit.com. So the to get a specific quote and to discuss what you need. Another question that came up: do you use open source for scanning technology? No. So this technology that's used here is proprietary technology from Scandit, and that is trademarked and patented by us, and you can only get from Scandit. What else? Okay, this is a good one. How long does it take to implement? It really depends on what you want to do. If you already have an app that is scanning, which might be running on iOS or Android, it is literally just replacing your existing scanning library with the Scandit SDK. So that literally takes a good developer just a few hours, maybe 2 to 3, 4 hours. And then, of course, it has to go through your own internal Q&A process. So for single scanning, we usually see only a few weeks, including Q&A and release. If it's for matrix scan, it depends whether you are really reinventing your workflow for your business, because then quite often some redesign of your business processes are needed, and that can take some time. So it's less the technical requirements, it's more the business requirements. If you do more advanced matrix scan AR use cases, the architecture of your application can be a challenge, because you have to be able to surface information fast enough for a smooth experience. Oh, there's a bunch of questions now coming in. Okay, another one is here on the YouTube chat. Thank you. If Scandit can be used without internet access? Yes. As mentioned before, our technology works offline directly on the device. What else do we got? What's the scanning distance range compared to dedicated devices? Good question. That depends on the device you're using. We usually see that we can easily match normal barcode scanners. We're not that good at super long distance. So I think the longest distance you can reliably get with Scandit would be up to 1.5 meters. But anything up to there is doable with Scandit, depending on your device. Okay, another question, integration. So, as mentioned before, Scandit either sells you a software development kit or a turnkey application. So there is no direct integration done by Scandit to your backend system. But for example, we have some guidance, we have some white papers on how to integrate into common ERP systems like Oracle and SAP. So please, if you have more questions, check out our website or reach out for an in-depth conversation. Okay, follow-up question to my one from before. Does the scanning performance vary depending on the grade of the device? Yes. For single scanning, the most important part to look for is the resolution that your device supports, so the camera sensor resolution in megapixel, the maximum video resolution your device supports, and the autofocus technology that your device supports. Okay, it looks like there are no more questions. Let me give it one more minute for new questions. As you know, please use the YouTube live chat or the Q&A chat from CEATEC, or drop us an email at info-japan@scandit.com. Doesn't look like it? Okay. I guess you asked all of your questions already yesterday. If you have more questions, please check out our CEATEC website. Go on our website, scandit.com/jp, or reach out on info-japan@scandit.com. I'm Benjamin Hempel. I'm a solutions consultant for Asia Pacific in Scandit, and I am looking forward to talking to you. Arigatou gozaimasu.